Hey, welcome back to Journey with Rebecca. My name is Rebecca, and today I am making homemade ranch seasoning and homemade taco seasoning. And yes, it is very convenient to just run to the store and buy these, but I am making my own because I don't fully appreciate all of the ingredients that are in these, which I will share with you in just a little bit. But all it takes is a couple of ingredients, most of which you probably already have in your kitchen, to just make your own. It's super easy, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it can be just as convenient as grabbing one of these packets. Most of the ingredients that I'm using today, I have purchased locally. I have a really cute apple mill not far from my house that is fully stocked with any kind of spice or herb that you could imagine. I love going there because they offer quantities that are affordable, and I like to buy local. I try to do that as often as possible, and if I do have to buy things online, I try to buy them from small businesses. So for example, like the buttermilk powder, I did buy online from a small business because I didn't know where I could find that locally. But I did just meet a woman today while I was picking up some of the extra spices that I needed, who suggested a place kind of local-ish where I could pick that up instead of having to buy online. So always buy local if you can, and if you can, even better, find some place where you can purchase things in bulk as well. Whenever I'm buying spices and stuff like this from like someplace local that comes in little baggies, I always like to keep glass jars on hand. I've never met a glass jar that I don't like or haven't decided to keep, or I thrift them. I thrift a lot of jars, which is where a lot of the jars from my apothecary came from. When I'm buying something from the store and I'm just throwing it in my spice cabinet, I literally just take the label off of it and then I just throw it on whatever jar I'm putting it into, so I know what it is. Things like my apothecary, I want it to look nice and pretty and aesthetic, so I make my own labels for that just so they look pretty. So first I want to start with the taco seasoning. These are very inexpensive and convenient, but the ingredients aren't always the best. So I'm just going to read you the ingredients in this taco seasoning. The very first one is corn syrup solids, cornstarch, salt, paprika, spices, including cumin and red pepper, chili pepper, onion powder, yellow corn flour, spice extractives, and soybean oil. I don't even know what a spice extractive is. I guess I don't even know how to say that, but the taco seasoning that I'm making has 8 ingredients in it, none of which are things like corn syrup or soybean oil, which I'm not sure why you would actually need that in a taco seasoning. So let me show you how easy it is to do. You're just going to add all of your ingredients into a bowl. I started with 1.5 cups of chili powder. And again, I'm using 2 kinds, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of paprika. I'm using a smoked paprika. 1/4 cup of garlic powder, 1/4 cup of onion powder, 3 tablespoons of oregano, 1/4 cup of cumin, 3 tablespoons of salt, and 3 tablespoons of pepper. And I will have all of these ingredients listed in the video description, so you can go ahead and take a look back at them. Once you have all of your ingredients in, you're just going to mix everything together and combine them really well. And it smells really, really amazing in here. So just make sure you combine everything well. I'm going to put mine into a quart jar and then some if there's any left over, but this will make a great gift. Last year when it was Christmas time, I really just didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of things that people didn't need, so I thrifted a lot of the items that I bought, and I added homemade elements to them. So I think actually this year for Christmas, making a homemade ranch and a homemade taco seasoning and putting it into cute little jars and giving them to family members would be a really great idea. So just make sure you're super careful when you're adding this into whatever container you're going to keep it in. You want to keep it in an airtight container. 3 tablespoons of this is going to equal 1 packet that you get from the grocery store. So it took me less than 5 minutes to put this all together, and now I have it, and I have a good amount of it. You know, this is a good bulk amount, so I don't have to worry about making this up every time I need it. I just have it now, and I don't have to worry about it for next time. So taking 3 tablespoons of this is just as convenient as it is to open up a packet, and it's better for you, and it makes you feel good because you made it yourself. Now for the ranch, which is only 9 ingredients, you're doing 3/4 of a cup of parsley, 1/4 cup of dried chives, 1/4 cup of dill, 1/4 cup of onion and garlic powder, 1/4 cup of onion flakes, 2 tablespoons of salt and pepper each, and 1 cup of buttermilk powder. Okay, once all your ingredients are together for your ranch mix, you're just going to do the same thing you did with your taco mix. Mix it all together really well. And something I didn't mention about the taco mix is that if you wanted to, you could add a red pepper flake to that if you want to add a little bit of spice to it. If you're doing that as a gift, I might want to leave that ingredient out just because you don't know, you know, how well people will handle heat like that. And also, if you wanted to adjust the amount of salt in that, you could do that as well, just to make it lower sodium. Both of these smell amazing, and they're so easy to just put together and do and have for future. I've been making so many recipes lately that are like chicken bacon ranch, and I was like, it's silly for me to keep buying these ranch packets when I could just do it myself. So just throw all this in here. Again, you're just going to want to keep it in an airtight container. And now you just have it for later. I almost forgot to read you the ingredients on the ranch packets that you typically buy at the store. Maltodextrin, buttermilk powder, salt, dehydrated vegetables, including garlic and onion, citric acid, lactic acid, sugar, dehydrated parsley, spices, including white pepper, yeast extract, xanthan gum, and again, spice I don't know why I can't say that, extractives. Those are the ingredients in the ranch. Again, a lot of those seem pretty unnecessary or very vague. Same thing for this as with the taco seasoning. If you want to have something that's equal to a packet, you're just going to take 3 tablespoons of this, and you can also turn this into a ranch dressing. All you're going to do is take a tablespoon of this, and I just want to give the right measurement, 1/3 cup of mayo and 1/3 cup of milk. Mix it all together and you have your own homemade ranch dressing, which also doesn't include all those awful ingredients from the store-bought version. In less than 10 minutes, I have enough of these to last me for a very long time, and I'm not going to have to do it again. And taking and measuring 3 tablespoons of each of these is just as easy as it is to take one of those packets from the grocery store and throw into your meals. And for me, it just feels better to do things like this and know exactly what the ingredients are that I'm feeding my family. So I've been on a journey for a while now to start taking things that you can buy at the store and figuring out how to make them at home. And it can seem like a really overwhelming task at first, but you don't have to do it all at once. And I think that's one of the things I get caught up on, is that I feel like, oh my gosh, all these things are terrible, I need to do it all at once. But you really don't have to. Do it at your own pace, take your own time. Go back and watch some of the videos where I've started doing this, and you can see just how long it's taken me. I have a list a mile long of things that I want to start making from home. It's just a matter of finding time in a busy schedule to actually do them and follow through with them. But once you do, you have that skill. It just makes you feel better about the things that you are feeding your family and putting into your body. And for me, that's really priceless. Thanks for hanging out with me today while we threw together these 2 quick spice mixes that now you can have and use and not have to buy store-bought. Please feel free to like this video and share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.